Hi everyone, Sabrina here with my final TBR of the year. Yes, we've hit December. I know we're a week in already and I'm a little bit behind on my videos. Stuff, as you've probably guessed from the thumbnail. The books I want to read this month outnumber actually how many I probably can read this month. There are no illusions here whatsoever that I'm going to get through all these books. In fact, it would be a Christmas miracle if I actually do read all these books. So let's start off with the simple pile. Actually, it's such a big pile I can't lift it up in one go. First up are the books that I need to finish. All these books have been started at some point during 2020 and for whatever reason I just haven't finished them yet, and they're taking up a huge space on my coffee table. You know, it's getting ridiculous now. Not that I use it for putting coffee cups on, but obviously for more books. So I've got West of Eden by Harry Harrison. I am well and truly over halfway through. That's almost 2/3 through. I just need to finish reading this. I'm really loving it. This is the conflict between man and the reptile race that has risen up rather than human race, as it were. And so it's a conflict between these two species, and it's really interesting actually. And I know lots of people go on about, oh, what would happen if the dinosaurs had survived and not been wiped out and all that. This pretty much sums it up. Next up is Platform 7 by Louise Dougherty. I am this far in. Yeah, that's going to be there. I've just got distracted by other books and I'm kind of still really struggling to get what this is on about at the moment, so it's not really enticing me in. But it is very much about a ghost on a train station, Platform 7, and we're just sort of following her around at the moment, so I don't really know what's going on. Next up is this monstrosity, The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I am, again, only a tiny way through, which is ridiculous. This is the big one. This is the one that everybody seems to love. I don't know what it is. It's not gripping me at all at the moment. I think I'm just going to have to sit on the bus and force myself to read it and get a little bit more way into it for it to really pick up. Star Daughter by Shivita Thakra. This is a Fairy Loot book that I started just before I began Sherlockathon and Believathon. That far through. I'm really enjoying it. It's really good fun. It's just I need to sit down and actually commit to reading it and not be distracted by everything else. So this might be a bus journey one because I can blitz that. Empire of Gold by S.A. Chibakati. I am, yes I am. I have started it. Where are we? There. And that's much through. I think I wasn't emotionally ready when I started this. I've just finished Kingdom of Copper and sort of leapt straight into this. And then, God, did I start this before we went on holiday? I think I started this before we went on holiday, and obviously I didn't want to take this to the beach with me and get it ruined. And it's just not been picked up since. I think I'm emotionally ready now and I'm going to let this book completely destroy me. Then there's Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. I got this back at the beginning of the year and I am now only that way through. Yes, I started reading this just before lockdown, and to be honest, I've got the same problem I have with Throne of Glass. I don't like the lead character. Don't know what it is about him. Just don't like them. I've heard that this really starts kicking off at about 150 pages. Yeah, I'm only 70 pages through at the moment. I'm waiting to see if this one's going to grip me. I've got a beautiful edition. I can't fault it at all, but I just haven't finished it. Okay, so my next part are library books. This is what I've got out of the library at the moment. And I like library books. I like Christmassy books from the library as well because I like something comforting to read over December. So this week I started reading Jade City by Fonda Lee. I have 200 pages to go. I really want to finish this today, so I think there's going to be a couple of hours of silent reading from me. It's took me a little while to get into, but after that I really sort of started rooting for the family and the politics and the sort of intrigue that's going on. So I'm really intrigued to see where this finishes up, because I know there is a sequel called Jade War, isn't it? Which, considering what's going on in here, yeah, things are certainly going to come to a full head. I've borrowed Doctor Who Twice Upon a Time. This is novelisation of the episode and Paul Cornell's done the novelisation. I picked this up for my boys because, you know, they kind of like short, easy reads and they like Doctor Who and they're a bit of a fan of the 12th Doctor as well. The cover, I don't know why, I do know why they've gone back to these old style Target covers, but this doesn't do any justice to the story. It really doesn't. Please give us nice covers. Stop pandering to the fans. I've managed to pick up Poisoned by Jennifer Donnelly. This is another, I think, retell of a fairy tale is how I'm going to put it. This one's obviously going to be Snow White inspired. I read Stepsister last year and loved it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what she's doing with Snow White. I was really gutted that this actually wasn't in my local Waterstones because I was looking forward to picking it up. But my library's got it, so I'm going to read it. And then a couple of Christmassy books. So I've got Snowflakes in Christmas Street by Ivy Pembroke. I have no idea. This is a, Christmassy cover pick up. It's going to scream cozy Christmas and everything works out okay at the end. I like books like that this time of year. They really do tick a lot of boxes for me. And then finally, Anne Perry, A Christmas Revelation. I love Anne Perry's Christmas novels. They're always little short ones. There's a crime element to it and they tend to be Victorian based as well. But I really love these. She's written loads of Christmas novellas now. And it was a case of, have I read this one or not? Because I honestly couldn't remember. A little bit of Christmas crime. This one, The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. This is the final book in the Poppy War trilogy. I have been absolutely dying to get my hands on this. It finally came in this week. I've picked it up. So this has to be read before the end of the year. No excuses. I need to know how Rin's story finishes. And I'm bracing myself. I have a horrible feeling this is not going to end well at all for so many characters. But I love this series so much. And then finally, there's this little pile of books. These are Fairy Loot books that were released this year that I have not read yet. And I don't want to continue the habit that I seem to have got from the last couple of years where I have Fairy Loot books that I didn't get around to reading and they're still sat on my shelf 2 years later. The first up is Blood and Honey by Shelby Muhrman. This is the sequel to Serpent and Dove. This is the Fairy Loot special edition. You've seen my unboxing video somewhere. Witches, witch hunters, star-crossed lovers. I'm looking forward to this. And I'm hoping this has more Coco in because I love Coco. She's just a fabulous character. Fable by Adriana Young. Is this the Little Mermaid retelling inspired story? I can't remember. Anyway, the shimmery sparkly one. It's quite a skinny one, this one. It's actually a smaller book than usual, which I really like. They're not so heavy on the bus. So I should take this in and actually do this in a couple of sittings, which would be quite good. Shielded by Kaylin Flanders. Is this the Viking inspired one? I love the cover. I really love that artwork. That is just amazing. Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco. What was this one? I can't remember what this one was. This is another pretty one. And then finally, this might be a spoiler for the November box if you're still waiting for that. These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This is the Fairy Loot exclusive cover with sprayed edges. I can't remember what this one's about either. Oh, this is the Romeo and Juliet retelling in 1920 Shanghai. That's what this one is. I'm looking forward to reading this one actually, hugely. A real sort of appeals. And I think after reading Jade City, I want a bit more with that kind of culture and influence in the stories. I do love them. When I tallied it up downstairs, I made it 16 books, but there might actually be 17, maybe 18, which is nowhere near what I normally read in a month. Now, a lot of those books I have started. Some of them I am well and truly into, others I've barely touched. I'll have to see how I go with these and just do my best. But I have priorities. I have books that I really, really, really want to read by the end of the year because it'll fulfill a reading goal, finish a series, and just be really satisfying to just go, yes, that was the year I read all these books in that series, or I managed to get through that book, or that book took me all year to read, but I finally got there. What are your plans for your December TBRs? Are they ridiculously impossible like mine? Or are they more realistic? I did watch Olivia Savannah's TBR pile for December. She's got 6 books because she's been realistic because of how she reads in December. I thought there is a sensible person knowing her reading limits for a particular month. And I was really impressed with her actually, how restrained she was. I'll leave a link to her video down below so you can go and check out her readings. But let me know what you're reading this month in the comments down below. Leave links to your blogs and vlogs, that would be lovely. Come read my ramblings. That would be lovely. And there are links to other booktubers that I think you should go and support because YouTube's algorithm sucks. I just want to draw your attention to an online book-related magazine. It's called The Book Bubble, and I'm actually featured in a Christmas edition. They've asked if they could use one of my review videos, so you can find my thoughts about The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley in their magazine. I'll leave a link to it down below so you can go and check it out, but there's all sorts of interesting things on there, and it's very much about the social side of the book community. So there's blogs, vlogs, Instagram discussions, and it's really friendly, bright and easy to read. So, you know, if you fancy a bit of book related magazining over the Christmas period, go and check out The Book Bubble. In the description box down below, as well as Olivia Savannah's video, you will find links to my social media, Goodreads, Twitter and Instagram. You'll also find a link to my book blog, where I'm currently taking part in Blogmas, the plan being to blog every single day. As always, thank you very much for watching and happy reading. Be well.